depressed in mind, gentle of circumstances, needy, especially humble, lowly.
It says needy is we're in need. That means we're supposed to have the mindset of being in need. So if you are coming in this attitude, if you're coming in the truth with this pompous attitude, like you're on top of the world and you know you're overly confident. I mean, it's okay to be confident, but again, you got to be balanced with it too. It's about everything is the key to life is balanceation. That's key. But what I'm saying is that when you're in the truth, you're gonna realize and see how much more, as you're supposed to, how much more you need to be saved. Because we need to be saved because of the situation that we're facing, the circumstances that we're in, and all of the above. That's who's gonna obtain strength.
We need our shepherd.
Exactly.
Without our shepherd, we are lost.
Exactly.
Two last ones. Lowly, meek, poor. Lowly, meek, and poor. That's a strong definition in the blue letter.
So there's another one though. Like you go to what precept did you listen to?
This was from. I screenshotted it from some of the scriptures in Matthew 5.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. If you go to the Old Testament, there's another definition for meek.
Right.
And it means taking affliction rather than giving it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, this is Psalms chapter 34 verse 18. It says, Yahweh is nigh unto them that are of a broken heart, and saveth such as be of a contrite spirit. That's who the Lord wants, man. You know what I mean? That's to the Lord who endow with power, because the Most High, it says in Psalms that even though the Most High is very high, he has respect unto the lowly. Yeah. Okay? He has respect unto the lowly, because everybody is trying to show themselves. That's what it says, why did the heathen rage and imagine a vain thing? Everyone's trying to puff themselves up to be a somebody, man. Giving themselves flattering titles, you know, pride, boastful, heedy, high-minded, you know, disobedient to parents, you know, all this, you know, this exaggerated ego that everybody seems to have. Yeah, you know, there's all the facade. Everybody's trying to gain the respect of the world. You know what I mean? And as I said many times before, it's not about how many punches you can throw. It's about this truth is about how many punches you can take, man. You know? Being meek. See, no one respects somebody who's always getting punched up, man. Remember in school, the person always getting picked on and beaten up? Nobody wanted to be friends with that. It would be an embarrassment to be seen with a guy like that. You know what I mean? But the Most High has respect to that, man. You know? The Most High has respect for a man who's humble. Because the world can't be like that tit for tat. Somebody punch you or punch you back and fire and strife, man. Where does the peace come out of it? A humble man says to himself, nah, man, you're going to overcome evil with good. You know what I mean?
And what it's all about is about right or wrong. Is this brother right or is he wrong? Or are you wrong or are you right? That's what it's all about, you know? And once you can figure that out, then you move forward. That's how you do it. You measure things out, and that's coming to your brother, you discuss what the issues are, find out what the issue is, and break that problem asunder. And that's how you connect with each other in peace. Because it's all about the peace, man. Yahweh Shai is coming to bring peace. He ain't coming to bring war amongst his men. He's coming to bring peace. So we gotta be just as well as Yahweh Shai was, man. Peace.
If you notice something about humble people is that they're not quick to be violent. They're not quick to violence, man. They think first. Because they're weaker in it. They don't want to harm themselves. You know, they don't want to hurt themselves. They don't want to, you know, suffer injuries. So they think they try to reason first. That's what you notice with people who are weak. People are strong. They're quick to get violent. They're quick to jump in to action mode. Then you think later. You know what I mean? Weaker people think first, they're more reasonable. And the Most High, he lacks that attitude. He doesn't want violence, he wants peace. You know? Somebody who's meek, they're more cool. They're more cool to hang around, man. They're more humble. Somebody who's violent, they're more proud. They're like, who are you to be in my presence?
Well.
They've got that pride in them, man. You know what I mean? They're always looking for confrontation, which isn't good, man. You know? So yeah, so the Most High values the lowly. He's going to endow a man like that with power. He's going to give them the strength that they lacked. The same strength that they were lacking, and the Lord will give you that, man.
That's why it says in the scriptures, I believe it's in the book of, it's in the scriptures, man, but it says something to the effect of, among those of the weak shall be as David.
Yeah.
Once again, the Lord is building on the weak. Because if you're strong already, then you don't, if you have a strong attitude or a strong spirit, the Lord don't need to really build on you, because you say you're that guy. So it's not about declaring that you're that guy. You don't need to be that guy. Matter of fact, you don't want to be that guy right now. You want to be at the bottom so that you can be exalted later on. It's not about putting yourself first. And you know what too, and I was thinking about as you was talking, because the people that are exalting themselves, including these other nations, that in itself shows you that they're going to be slaves. You understand what I'm saying? I want you brothers to follow what I'm saying here. The other nations, if you look at the other nations, naturally they're proud. And the so-called white man, he's the proudest out of all of them. So with that great pride, that shows that they're going to be, they're basically slave-minded. For a person that's like cool, calm, and collected, is naturally a king. Because a real person that has genuine power, he doesn't have to overly exalt himself. It's the ones that are small inside that have to overly exalt themselves. So when you're showing this pompous attitude, you're alone showing that I'm a slave. I'm small. Because it's not what's on the outside, it's what's within. That's what counts. The real of everything is what counts, is what goes on within. It's not about what you see or what the projection is. Because you could take somebody that's very, very low key, very humble, you know, and he doesn't have the proper projection, but he has the correct personality, he has the right attitude. And with the right attitude, hey, you can establish a city. The scripture says a person that can't control the spirit,
it's like a city without walls.
Exactly.
Any madness can get in there.
Exactly.
They're easily taken by anything.
Yeah. Exactly. So that's the guy you want to be. You want to be able to control yourself and be calm and cool and be peaceful. There's no need to be chauvinistic and throwing things around, and sometimes we get like that, we're in the flesh. But a real man holds himself responsible, and that comes with you know, that comes with age, being in this truth. The more you grow in this truth, the more you're supposed to grow into a man. The more you're supposed to mature.
And the more patient you are in spirit.
Yeah.
And when you're dealing with other brothers, man, you don't need to be backbiting all the time. You know what I mean? Trying to show another brother that you know more than him. You know what I mean? If a brother says something, it's not necessary. You don't need to be going like trying to win. It's not about. Who cares, man? Who fucking cares, man? The point is trying to get to the kingdom. You know? It's not a big deal. You don't need to be getting into a back and forth with another brother. It's not important. It's not fucking important. Just let it go. Let him win. Let the brother win, man. Big deal. You know what I mean? There's bigger things to be concerned with. You know? That's also part of humility, man. Just learn how to be in that spirit, man. Just be like a spirit, man. Just let it go that past. It's not a big deal. So, you know?
This is Ecclesiastes chapter 7 and verse 8. Better is the end of a thing than the beginning thereof, and the patient in spirit is better than the proud in spirit.
Yeah, stay patient in spirit, man. We need to suffer. You know? Letting the Lord's will be done, man. You know? What else you want?
There's more. It says, be not hasty in thy spirit to be angry, For anger resteth in the bosom of fools.
There you go. Yeah.
There you go. You know,
Bad scripture, brother.
be not hasty. You know what I mean? That's good. Be not hasty in spirit to be angry.
What does it say? It says anger resteth in the bosoms of food. And that's another thing too. If you're angry, sort it out. Talk, like I said, when you come together as if you're mad at the brother, you talk to the brother and you say, look, brother, I think you did me wrong and all this other stuff, or whatever the case may be. And then you find the solution. What is the solution to dissolve the problem, break away the problem, and that's how it is.
And then pride can also enter in. That's the reason why you get hasty to get angry.
Yeah.
Because you want your reason to go before his.
It's not about that. It's always about
That's where that pride comes in. And that's a spirit, you know. Yeah. That's an evil spirit, pride. You know? That makes you to be trying to get one over on a brother. You know what I mean? That's not good. That's not a good spirit, man. So you gotta love the good and hate the evil. So you gotta hate that spirit. You gotta hate that. There's that feeling of pride that comes into you when you're talking to a brother where you want to get one over it. You gotta rebuke that spirit in you, man. Because this truth is about trying to make yourself a lamb without blemish. It's gonna make yourself pure. So you gotta purify your inward man of those evil spirits, man, of pride. Because we all get those spirits on us. Them spirits jump on brothers from time to time, man. But what are you gonna do when that spirit enters into you? You gotta not act on it. You gotta push it down, humos. Push it down. You know what I mean? And be reasonable. You know what I mean? You gotta learn this truth is about reprogramming. You gotta program yourself to have regard for your brother. You know what I mean? Because that is the fruit of the kingdom.
Absolutely. Yeah, brother, if you don't mind, I want to get back on the spot. Because I want to just bring a point in saying that because we're talking about the gloom, I just want to just bring this home and then I'll give it back to you. Where it says the meek shall inherit the earth. It didn't say that the proud was going to inherit the earth, it said that the meek shall inherit the earth.
This is Matthew 5 and 5. Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth.
Yeah, it's just that simple. Because why? Because the meek have struggled. The meek have experienced being downtrodden, and with that comes experience. With that comes growth. So that's the guy you want to be. You want to be the guy where when you come into the truth, things just go wrong, and it seems like your life is going upside down, and you're miserable all the time. You're being reproved, you're being rebuked there and then, and things are just going on. Things are just happening. But as time goes on, you become immune to the negativity of this truth. But with that negativity, you're able to build a new you, the right you. That's why you go through the shit that you go through. Like David said, as you just brought it out. David said, search if there's any wickedness in me. I'm roughly paraphrasing. The way that the Lord searches you out is by putting you through the trials and tribulations, so that you can become a brand new you after His own power. Right. That's what it is.
So you can get rid of. So you can test yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So the Lord puts you through little bullshit things, man. You put a little bullshit test in you.
Yeah.
To see how you're gonna react. To get rid of them spirits out of you, man.
Yeah.
To test you to see how you're gonna react. If you deal with a situation in an honorable way, that shows that you're purifying your vessel, man. You know what I mean? There's a precept on two men, yeah. One man going to sit up in the high seat.
Yeah. Come. Sit.
And then when the elder man come, he got rebuked and got told to go and sit over there. So which is better, the man that sit over there first, and then the older man come through and say, come, sit high, go sit with me. Or the guy that quickly rushed in there and tried to take the up seat. And he got cast down. Remember I told you this truth is about taking L's, man. Take the L. The Most High is the one that regardeth, man. Pray for the brother. If you feel like the brother is off, pray. Pray, man. Ask the Most High to remove, if you feel that the brother's got a prideful spirit on him, pray to the Most High that the Most High remove that. Pray for your enemies.
That's it. Oh yeah.
So you gotta start reading scriptures. Some of you brothers, you don't read scriptures. Pray for your enemies, man.
God.
That despitefully use you. I made videos about this.
That's it.
This is how to perfect humility. Pray for your enemy. If you dispute with a brother, you got a problem with a brother, pray.
Yeah.
Pray that the Most High leave it into his hands. Pray for the brother. You don't have any hate. Maybe there's an evil spirit between you two. Ask the Most High to remove that spirit.
That's it.
And at the same time, pray that you don't have the evil spirit. Because it might be you. You might be the one with the spirit on you. Pray that the Most High check you to see if there's any evil within you.
And Salaki, brother, talking about what you was talking about concerning the person that went into the, the high seat, and then when the master came, turned him to go to the back.
There's a precept on that.
There's a precept on that, right? And you know what happened? I mean, I don't know if Elder Required can remembers this, but I think it was the Passover of 2016 or something like that. And I'm not talking about that now, right? So what happened was I didn't feel right sitting up front. So what I decided to do, I was sitting all the way at the back. I was sitting all the way at the back. Right? I don't know how far in the back I was sitting, but I was sitting in the back area. So anyway, the brother saw me, and the brother basically said, like, bro, just come up in front and hold the camera. Because I didn't feel worthy to sit up front. I didn't feel like that was my role to sit in that place. But I'm just using that as an example of the scripture. When you esteem yourself above everything and everybody else, you become last. As I've just read in Matthew 19 and 30, it says, the last shall be first and the first shall be last. He that is abased shall be exalted, and he that is exalted shall be abased.
So like I said, it's true. That's right, because it's not about me trying to get one over the brother, trying to prove that I'm right.
Yeah.
I'm checking you, Ark.
Put my foot down.
I'm reproving you. You're trying to show that authority. Nah, that's you being overconfident. The Most High will bring you down for that, man. You know? You gotta have more of a calm spirit when you're talking to a brother, man. Where
2 Samuel 16, 9 says, Then said Abishai, the son of Zechariah, unto the king, Why should this dead dog curse my lord the king? Let me go over there, I pray thee, and take off his head.
Oh, that's that guy. He was on Saul's house, isn't he? He was at the house of Saul. And then when he saw David, he started throwing stones at him, innit?
Yeah, can't.
Because David became the king. He became anointed king over.
All right, let me get to the point then.
Israel,
I'll get to the point. He said, and David said to Abishai, to all his servants, Behold my son, which come forth of thy bowels, seeketh my life. How much more now my this Benjamite do? Let him alone, and let him curse, for the Lord hath bidden him, bidden him. It may be that the Lord will look at mine affliction, and that the Lord will require me good for his cursing this day. Last one. And as David and his men went by their way, Shimei, that's him, Shimei went along on the hillside over against him, and cursed as he went, and threw stones at him, and cast dust. So
he was bitter because he thought that King David took Saul's position as king. But that was the Most High, that was his will. But I guess King David allowed Shimei to be throwing dust and stones at him for humility's sake, man.
Yeah.
To humble him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you always gotta look at it on both sides, man. You know?
Because Abishai wanted to go. Abishai, his nephew, was a man of the sword. He was like one of the mighty men. He'd do anything for David. And he said, let me go over there and take off his head. He was the one he wanted to put Saul to death when he was in the cave. It was Abishai. Abishai was always, they were very close. But he always had to calm Abishai down because Abishai was a man of, he was just killing anybody. So, and when Abishai said that, he said, no, leave him alone because the Most High is letting that happen to me. Because I'm blood, he said, I'm blood, I've got a little blood on my hands as well. I've done my fair share of wickedness. So let him alone and maybe the Most High will show mercy unto me.
See? So you always got to think like that, man. You know, that's not being confident in a plain way. King David always has that fear. The scripture says, a wise man will fear in everything. And in the day of sinning, he will beware of offense. But a fool will not guard time. You know what I mean? So you gotta give regard to these things, man. You gotta think about these things. Maybe this is the Most High testing me. Maybe the Most High put a spirit upon this brother to come at me, to test me. Maybe I should act wisely and not backbite, tit for tat. Let me just take it and pray. That's when you're getting deeper now. You're getting deeper in the spirit, man. Because you're starting to think more spiritually and not carnally. Carnally minded is trying to be backbiting. No, Ark, man, I want to say that, man. All that, man. And the truth ain't about that, man. You know? This is about the Most High. Not about you trying to get your little bit in, your little pride in about you. It's about, nigga, it's not about you. You know what I mean? Pray for the brother. Maybe he needs to, Most High needs to open up his eyes to see something, man. You know what I mean? He's not your enemy. Just put this as a spirit on him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That mean he's wicked. When Most High put a spirit upon him to test you or something, man. You know?
It's like it says in the book of Daniel, it's the 7th chapter, if you notice, right? It likens all of the kingdoms that he was he likened all of the kingdoms that he was specifying as beasts. Why? Because a beast acts on desire. A beast is wanton. A beast is undisciplined. So, when all of the nations came into power, they were ruling their kingdoms with their gods, with their doctrine, with their philosophies. So, when you think of a man that is hasty, that is proud, that is, can't control himself, what is he acting like? He's acting like a beast. He's not acting like a human being, he's acting more like a beast. So, when you become a man, a proper man in the truth, you have to hold yourself responsible. You have to examine yourself at all times. If you can't, you just give me that real quick.
This is Proverbs 14 and 29. He that is slow to wrath is of great understanding.
And the Most High is a prime example because Howard could have sent his son down to Abishai sooner, better yet than later. Because this world is destroyed, but yet and still, the Most High is allowing Esau to do all of the wickedness that he's supposed to do, and he's also subjugated under his word. Heritage, you have the Most High. He's the creator of all things and everything, yeah? But he's yet subjugated under his words. He has to fulfill his own words. So who are we to act as though we're undeserving to serve? You feel what I'm saying? Like, this thing is deep. So, like you said, brother, and I'm glad you brought the point home on how you got certain guys that come in the street and they don't understand what's going on. They come in this thing and they boastful, they prideful, they got the armbands looking like power, like they're gonna save the world. But they ain't even saving themselves, to humble themselves.
Right.
You came here to serve the Lord. You didn't come here to serve your own belly.
Is that right? Serving his own pride, your own little ego, man. Your own little intent. It's ain't about your intent, man. It's about the Lord. Talk about forsaking your way.
Yeah.
You're gonna forsake your will, your little ego, your little thing, man. You know? You're a servant unto the Lord.
Okay.
So you're thinking about him, what he wants.
Proverbs 4.
And the Most High wants, it said in Hebrews chapter 13 verse 1, let brotherly love continue.
Thank you.
You know, the scriptures talk about love the brotherhood. But this thing is about brotherhood, man.
Absolutely.
Because in the world, there is no brotherhood. If you look at Jake in the world, Jake, the scriptures, the Most High put an evil spirit upon Jake, man.
Yeah.
Where a man's eye is evil towards his brother. So there is no brotherhood among niggas in the world. This right here, this is the refreshed Jerusalem.
Yep.
This is the renewed brotherhood. Okay? And this is what the Most High wants, the tabernacle of Dawadah, David. Okay? So, you know, you got to think about the certain nutrients and actions and thoughts that you're supposed to bring to this table. You know? Not one of, like the brother that said, serving your own belly. This ain't about you. Okay? So you got to try and make everything in your power, make it where you and the brother sort shit out. The scripture says, don't let the sun go down on your wrath, man.
The water, brother.
So there should be no issue that's so deep between you and the brother that it goes on into the next day, into the next week. It should get resolved the same day. It shouldn't be that deep. It really shouldn't be that deep. You shouldn't be offending a brother so much to the point where you harbor hatred towards him that lingers on to next week, because all hell could break loose tomorrow. And what are you gonna do when they shut down internet and T-Mobile connectivity? You can't phone your brother and apologize. So that's gonna be on your conscience, man.
Absolutely.
The fact that you can't reconcile yourself to your brother and all hell's breaking loose. That's gonna be on your fucking conscience, man.
And salak your brother as well, like the scripture says, somewhere in the New Testament, right? Because I don't remember all of the scriptures off the top of the head, but the scripture says that if you don't forgive your brother, when the Messiah makes a second return, he won't forgive you.
There you go. There you go. See that? See?
So no matter what wrong your brother did to you, he may have not been aware of it. All right? Or like you said, sometimes things happen to where you're tested to see what kind of character you are, what kind of person you're made out of, how you're gonna overcome it. Because it's been many of times, you know, brothers have been reproved. I'm talking about myself and this brother too. But we still stood the test of time, and everything's beautiful, man. There's certain guys, you know, that had a misunderstanding between, you know, what I did and everything like that. But me and that brother were cool. Yeah. You know, if I saw that brother, I'd give him a hug. And I did that. I saw the brother, man, and I said, look, man, the elder really. And I said, man, I respect you. And even though, you know, it was a misunderstanding, and, you know, the brother said, whatever he said, I don't really remember. But I said, look, man, even though it's squashed, but I felt in the spirit to still say that I was wrong, because, you know, whatever I did back then, I should have never done that. That was off me doing that. But then, you know, the elder said, you know, as you grow in this truth, you make mistakes and there and there. But I respect the man in saying that, look, I still said what I said about it. See? Positive remarks. So it's about growing. It's about looking at yourself and bettering yourself in this field. Don't try to look at the next man. Don't worry about being hurt because a brother did you wrong. You're going to be hurt because we're human beings. You're going to be hurt. But the main thing about it is that you come together, you dissolve the issue, and be peaceful, man.
Yeah, don't be so sensitive.
Yeah.
You know, niggas in the world are very sensitive. That's to be effeminate. You know?
Can I just add, there was an issue with the other camp that we all know about, the one we was in before, and me and that person were still in contact, and he wanted, I don't mention our name, he wanted us to be all right, and I said, I can't be all right with you because you're not all right with my brothers, you know? Yes.
And one day you'll stay with us.
Circumstances. So yeah. And he came, basically, cut a long story short, he came and apologized because he wanted peace.
Yeah.
He basically came out of his own little bubble and apologized because he wanted peace. And because I was saying to him, you ain't made peace with your brother, but you're talking about chariots, going up in the chariots.
Yeah.
How are you talking about going up in the, and you're talking to me like me and them brothers ain't close? And he came and apologized, man.
Yeah.
He knows who he is. Now he feels better about himself. I feel better about him. You know, he's doing his own thing. You don't have to mention our names, but apologizing is one of them things that it's like you swept it under the rug, or you've got rid of it and you move forward, man. It shouldn't be hard for brothers to apologize to each other, man.
And when you apologize to your brother, mean it from your heart. Don't just say you're sorry.
Sincerely, yeah.
Your ass. Apologize to the brother so that when you see the brother face to face, there's no animosity. There's no hidden animosity. You cool with the brothers. You know what I mean? It shouldn't be where you come to camp and you see the brother and you giving him bad looks, but you just said you were sorry, right?
Right.
It shouldn't be like that.
Yeah. Because I'm new to this technology thing, And I remember,
If you can, brother, get me one of you brothers get me Maccabees 8. You're going, bro. Salak.
yeah, I'm new to this technology thing, and when back in the day, relationships was a bit more intimate because in relationships like marriage and stuff like that, relationship, you would talk. And someone years ago said to me, they want to break up with their husband, right? They want to send a text. Yeah, years ago we was on that Christian thing. I said, wait a minute, we never did it like that, man. Years ago, man. If you're gonna break up or anything major, you go and you talk to a person. So I with that in my mind, me and a brother had an issue. We have to mention our name.
Maccabees, second Maccabees 8. Continue on, brother. You got it.
So when you apologize, it's look in a man's eye. You feel better when you do that, man. You look in a man's eye with sincerity and you say, Shalakia, man.
Absolutely.
I went off. You feel better. You feel more.
Yeah.
You've grown a couple of inches, man. And it's exercising. You're getting stronger when you do that.
Verse. You can read to verse 30 actually.
Should I start now?
Yeah, start now. Yeah.
Right. This is 2 Maccabees chapter.
I tell you what, hold on with that. Let's finish these old scriptures.
Right, this is Proverbs 14 and 16. A wise man fareth and departeth from evil, but the fool rageth and is confident.
Yeah, but the fool rageth and is confident. Because a fool, first and foremost, he's always hasty. He's always roundabout in different people's businesses. And just like the brother was saying, looking for confrontation, constantly to tame himself. And you got people like that. When you get around them, they just can't control themselves, man. They always got to be just in some shit. Because really, they haven't grown, they haven't matured. People that haven't grown and haven't matured, they're hasty, they're prideful, they're arrogant. They're starting trouble, they're just all over the place mentally. But when you're a man that's worth a damn, acting like an actual human being, you contain yourself. There's no wrath in you. You only have wrath in you if there's a reason to have wrath in you. But you got certain people that just all around us, they just all over the place, they can't control themselves. And you want to be able to be that brother where you can control yourself. Go on, brother.
It's verse 17. He that is soon angry dealeth foolishly, and a man of wicked devices is hated.
Right, and a man of wicked thoughts is hated. So you have to purify your mind. You have to think positive. You have to think righteously. And this is why the world is starting to begin to hate the so-called white man, because of his evil deeds and his ill thoughts and his devices, because he's ill-spirited. So the way you cleanse yourself, you have to be right in your mind. It all begins in the head, and then everything follows through. So read that one more time, brother. One more time. Yeah, so that's how you gotta be. You gotta be thankful. You have to control yourself.
This is Proverbs 14 and 16. A wise man fareth and departeth from evil.
Yeah, a wise man fareth and departed from evil, and that's what we did. We did that. We saw that the truth was definitely, a way to get away from this evil and wicked world. As we grew, as we found out what the truth was all about, and we stuck to it. Like it says in the book of Micah 2 and 10, it says, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. It will surely destroy you with a sword destruction. Meaning this world is going to destroy you mentally, spiritually, and if you continue thereby, you will be destroyed by way of nuclear destruction, because you're going to be in unison with this world, so much to the point where you're going to wind up taking the mark of the beast, and that's your ass from there. But a wise man will beware and fear in all things and depart from evil. So now